We're continuing our coverage at Freedom Fest, and with me now is Marin Katusa. He's a New York Times bestselling author. He's also the founder of his own firm, Katusa Research. Marin, good to have you on. It's been a long time since we last spoke, like 7 years, so a lot of things have changed, a lot of catching up here. I know you're an expert in the junior sector. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but first, what's the sentiment like here at Freedom Fest for you? What are you feeling?
It's the first time I've ever been here, so I don't have a reference to compare it to. But it's a buzz. It's a great show. All the talks are packed. These are you're very bullish on gold, is what I would say. These people are looking.
That? And what's your take on gold?
Actually, I'm very bullish on gold. I've been for years. We're probably the largest fund in Western Canada focused on the gold, especially the junior resource sector. And I think it's a great place to be with the negative interest rates going on globally. For safety, and if you want ultimate leverage, no better place to be in the junior resource sector when it comes to the gold factor. I think also, this might not be popular to most of your readers, but I also think the US dollar is going to be a great place to be here in the near term also. So I had to do a lot of explaining to the people.
Right, like how can you be bullish the dollar and bullish gold at the same time? Is that the question?
Exactly. I think we're in a new normal where that is the case. So I'm the largest investor in my fund. Doug's my partner. He's the second largest. And it took a lot of convincing the people to understand that. But I think we're in a new normal.
So how do you pick your gold stocks? What do you look for?
Multiple things. I was lucky to be mentored by some of the best in the business early on. And you got to have the right people managing it. You've got to try to get in at the right price at the right time in the cycle with the right project, right commodity, right political jurisdiction. So it's not like there's like 3 keys to success. There's multiple factors. But if you're to ask me what is the number one most important factor, it's without a doubt the people.
Is there one call you missed that you wish you had hit?
I would say the biggest, not a mistake, but I was a very large shareholder in a friend of mine who was an analyst for Sprott years ago when the old Sprott, different than today. His name was Jed Richardson. And we spent a week together in Mexico. When he left Sprott, he was an executive at Amazon Mining back then. So one of the first trades I made in my fund was I bought out a big block because he wanted me to get in it at under cash. And another friend of mine who was he had very experienced in that region, a buddy of mine named Miles Thompson runs Reservoir. We were at my place in Europe and he thought, I don't know. And I got nervous and I got out at like just under 40 cents. Within 12 months, that went to like $14.
Ouch. That hurt.
And that alone was, I left $100 million on the table. So
what's hot now? Where would you be right now?
Every dog in the market is getting a bid right now, so I'd be very careful. Try to go to quality, because if the market does pull back, which I don't know, it may or may not, you want to be in the best quartile of people, in the best quartile of projects. You got to decide how much of a production do you want versus exploration or development. So you got to figure that aspect out. But I also think that there's going to be a new nationalization of resources. You look what happened in the Philippines, Indonesia, not just by grabbing the assets, but changing the tax regime, changing the union aspects. I think you got to be very careful understanding the political aspects in this market, because in a negative interest rate world, the government's going to try to figure out how to subsidize more of their social programs. Look at Venezuela, and I think that's going to be a growing trend.
All right, finally, Marin, I have to ask you, you're a young guy, you have a lot of success, especially in our industry. You're very young for the success you've had. How did you do it?
Well, I've taken a lot of risk. I've bet on the right horses, but I think a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, and a lot of people want to get rich quick. There's no such thing. But you got to really spend the time and get to know the sector and position yourself with the best people in the industry. Marin
Katusa, thanks so much for stopping by. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. Continued success. And thanks for watching our coverage. Still here at Freedom Fest in Vegas. We'll have more for you, so be sure to stay tuned to Kitco.com. Thanks for watching.